KDB.
Yeah, that beat is fire.
College football fans, the championship is here, and DraftKings Sportsbook is making sure you can throw down on the epic showdown for a shot at big bucks. New customers can score $150 instantly on bonus bets for betting $5 on the championship game. Michael Penix versus J.J. McCarthy is bound to be a good one. Both those teams are going to play some good defense also. It'll be fun to watch. Download the app now and use the code VOCH, V-O-C-H, VOCH. New customers can score $150 instantly in bonus bets for betting just $5 on college football. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook using promo code VOCH, V-O-C-H, VOCH. The crown is yours. This is real advice. Christmas shopping is tough. I hate to do it. I'm not that creative. But boy, one thing I did this year to take care of everybody in my family is I bought a bunch of performance packages. I bought a bunch of beard trimmers. I bought a bunch of Lawnmower 5.0 Ultras from Manscaped. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra is still the go-to tool for below-the-belt grooming, and it's still waterproof. It is still featuring the LED lights. You can shave in the dark in the shower, but now there are 2 interchangeable skin-safe blades and 3 adjustable setting combs so you can get it down to the length that you need it to be. Now, y'all know I like package deals, and the newest addition is the Performance Package 5.0. It comes with the Lawnmower 5.0, the Weed Whacker 2.0, which is a nose and ear hair trimmer, ball lotion, ball deodorant, and as a free gift, you get a free pair of Manscaped boxers, which I've already graduated to my lucky draws, and you get a travel shed bag. You can't beat that deal with a stick. Make Christmas shopping easy. Don't overthink it like everybody else. Go to manscaped.com, get your performance packages, get your beard trimmer, get all that stuff and throw it in your shopping cart. And I'm going to save you a little bit of money at the end. Use promo code VOCH20, V-O-C-H-20 for 20% off and free shipping using VOCH20 at manscaped.com. All right? Your balls will thank you. And the people that you're gifting, theirs will thank them also.
Beats Planet.
Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Boy, y'all already know what time it is. This stream ain't gonna be long. The portion of my mixer where all my sound bites and drops, including the war call, and you hear what I said and all those drops, it's muted. Even if I hit the button, you wouldn't even be able to hear a war call tonight. This is what we gonna do, chat. Of course, we're going to stick to my traditions. Somebody tried to get on the social media and shame me. They say, oh, Voch is about to be a coward and only stream for 20 minutes. Why don't you be a man and stream for 3 hours? Nah, no war calls tonight. No war calls tonight. Y'all know the business. 2 more things we're going to address. Eagle fans seem to believe that just because we got smoked, that means they not trash neither. 2 things can be true at once. And the last thing I'll address before we get started, because I know some people come into the stream a little late. Some people, you know what I mean? They like to come in and out, and they may hear, like, look, I could talk about Dak Prescott for like 20 minutes of the stream. And at minute 23, I could be talking about Mike, and they'll be like, oh, Voch, he'll never say nothing about Dak. So these are the 3 gentlemen that we're going to revolve around. And just in case anybody wants to leave and come back at any point in this stream, we'll be talking about one of these 3 gentlemen. It is what it is. All right. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all straight? Let me go ahead and get my clock ready, boy. Y'all finna get the smoothest 30 minutes y'all gonna get out of me. But look, though, here's my thing. The reason why, and people seem to think that we're only about to talk about this for 30 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be an incredibly long offseason. So You just can't be like, oh, Voch don't want to talk about Cowboys versus Packers and we just gonna move on. Dog, we got the entire January, February, March, April, May, June, and July to touch on the nonsense that happened today. So yeah, I'm gonna take my little 30 minutes. And of course, when we come back to the show Tuesday, the phones will be wide open. Yes, I said Tuesday because the bank's closed on Monday. If the banks are closed, we're closed. First and foremost, shouts out to Bleacher Report. They holding us down over on that side. Appreciate y'all for being here. I know y'all pissed off. 1,300 in the Bleacher Report side. Of course, we do numbers when the Cowboys look like trash, diddly poo, garbage, poo poo, diaper butter, excrement. Of course, when the Cowboys do that, that's when you're gonna have your biggest views. So let's get into it. Like I said, if anybody coming in late, we're gonna be touching on these three gentlemen the whole night. I may jump around, but we're gonna be talking about them. All right, let's get into it. Shouts out to Bleacher Report. Shouts out to Volume. Let's get into it. Let's start off with Dan Quinn. I hit my mans up, Will Steele, right? And we talked about playoff football. And the thing about playoff football that makes it different than any other football is that playoff football is more about limiting mistakes because all the teams good in the playoffs. So if a good team goes against another good team, there are bound to be good plays, but you can't give up the biggest of the plays. You can't have the penalties. You can't have the stupid stuff going on, right? The Cowboys defense, it looked like they didn't even practice all week. It looked like Dan Quinn didn't watch no film. It looked like we weren't prepared. And my biggest thing coming into this game was I've seen the Cowboys, and this is how I know that we were not prepared, right? We're talking about Dan and them right now. The reason I knew the Cowboys were not prepared because I've seen the Cowboys deal with better wide receiver cores than this. The Cowboys dealt with the Lions wide receiver core better than this. The Dolphins wide receiver core better than this. The Bills wide receiver core, the Eagles wide receiver core, even the Washington Football Wizards, as much as you want to say, we dealt with those wide receiver cores better than this. Dontavian, Romeo, Jaden Reed didn't get too crazy, but Dontavian and Romeo let you have it. Let you have it. Musgrave, Tucker Kraft, let you have it. Christian Watson, the handful of plays he was in there, let you have it. And that's just me talking about the wide receiver core. Not even the 4 touchdowns from Aaron Jones. I'm not even looking up stats right now. 3 to 4 touchdowns from Aaron Jones. It looked like Dan Quinn's mind was in Seattle. But my grandmother's watching. Sorry. Shucks. If I'm Seattle and I'm seeing how Dan Quinn get down, I'm about to call Pete Carroll or somebody else. I can understand if, maybe just like the other dudes were just flat out better than you, right? I keep going back to the Lions because that's how football math work, right? Like you match up. The Lions had this incredible offensive line, these incredible running backs, these incredible wide receivers, and you would imagine that you can come into this game with slow-footed offensive linemen. We keep it a buck here about the Packers, right? Slow-footed offensive linemen, young receivers, young quarterback. You would think that Dan Quinn would have something for him. Dan Quinn and the DBs, because the DBs was the biggest part of this. Whether it be J. Lou, whether it be Dono, whether it be Gilmore, whether it be Marquise Bell in the passing game. Man, you would imagine that you had something better for these Green Bay Packers, but you didn't. Dan Quinn got schemed up today. And I imagine if it took the Packers 13 plays, 14 plays, 20 some odd plays to maybe get they'll run. We'll almost sack Jordan Love, deep ball. Run, almost sack Jordan Love, deep ball. One time I'm looking at Micah Parsons come out of his 4-point stance. I saw him line up over the center. JK comes down with him. And I go, they must be about to double A gap blitz Micah Parsons and JK. Well, they brought JK, but they dropped Micah back in coverage. And you know what they did? They almost sacked Jordan Love. Deep ball right over the top of it. And the thing about playoff football, right? The whole thing about limiting mistakes is you would wish that if your offense is having problems, that your defense can make it a close scoring game. You would at least hope that the idea of a low scoring game would be a thing that you can, latch on to. Nope. No. No low scoring game today. No big defense performance today. The Green Bay punted one time. Like when the game mattered, Green Bay punted one time. One time. I know Dan Quinn ain't gonna have no job here. Boy, look at Jerry and Jared Junior and Steve and them. Look, I know Dan Quinn probably not gonna work here. And I know Dan Quinn probably gonna get a job somewhere else. But if this was the interview, like if Seattle's sitting at the crib and they rubbing their hands, all right, let's see what we finna get from Dan. Boy, Dan finna be in the boy, Dan about to go coach Alabama or something. But whatever. We just looked unprepared. I don't know, we would always make this joke, right? We would always make this joke about, hey man, maybe they saving their best plays for the postseason, right? Like, hey, the defense, maybe they look a little vanilla right now, but they saving their best plays for the postseason. I don't know where we start to pull out this goofy little zone that we do, or this goofy little zone look that we ran out today. Cowboys ain't been a zone team all year. Cowboys have been a bona fide man cover team all year. Where did this goofy little zone come from? Maybe it was a dream that he had. Maybe it was a dream that he had. Like Jordan Love ain't been getting busy. I'm a fan of do what got you to the dance. I am a fan of do what got you to the dance. If you've been two-stepping to get to the dance, two-step when you get to the dance. Dan Quinn got to the dance and got all on the floor and started spinning on his head and started pop locking and doing a Napoleon Dynamite dance. Oh, Dan Quinn did everything but what got him to the dance. Dan Quinn got to the dance and created a dance. Not gonna be able to do it, brother Dan Quinn. Get you up out of here, player. Dak Prescott was seeing ghosts all day. Dak Prescott was seeing ghosts all day. Sometimes I wish Dak would save himself from himself. CeeDee Lamb get a couple of drops. CeeDee Lamb drop his head and pout a little bit. I was feeling Dak when and this could have been a Dak thing. This could have been a McCarthy thing. This could have just be, this could be what the defense, gave you or whatever. But when CeeDee started to pout a little bit, Dak started to go to Gallup. And y'all know how I feel about Dak going to Michael Gallup. Every other game, I am not for Dak going to Michael Gallup. But if CeeDee's dropping passes and getting pushed around, and if CeeDee's pouting, throw the ball to Gallup, and it started working. And when Gallup and when Dak forced the ball to CeeDee Lamb, pick six. Pick six. The first interception, I'm probably not gonna put on Dak. But as far as the pick six and even all the dropped interceptions, Dak really threw 8 interceptions today. 8 of them. And that ain't me being hyperbolic, dog. Like he threw real ones, and he threw at least 5 drop ones. No, Randy Dakota Prescott, you were seeing ghosts all day, and it's that same too high zone look. Now, I'm gonna talk about Mike McCarthy too, because he definitely gonna be here. But if I'm Mike McCarthy, right, can I do something that can help this situation? For sure. Mike McCarthy came out and you could tell when Mike McCarthy gets nervous because he starts to call plays like that, right? When Mike McCarthy get a little nervous, he runs slant flats. We run go ball and we hand the football off. That's what we do. There's no variety. When Mike McCarthy's nervous, you see no variety here. Slant flats, slant flat, deep ball, run the ball. So if I'm Green Bay, I'm making my linebacker sit down. I'm going to bracket Lamb. I'm going to let you take the dump offs to Tony. And I'm going to go cover 2 to make you not be able to throw over the top of it. Now, what can you do to fix that? Well, you can call upon your cover 2 beaters. You can either throw the ball up the seams, which is effectively behind the linebackers and in front of the safeties. We did it a couple times. We just stopped doing it. But chat, you want to know what Mike McCarthy did? You want to know what Mike McCarthy did when they ran too high and they had 4 linebackers down in the hook and curl and a safety down in the hook and curl? And hook and curls are basically made to take away curls and slants. You want to know what Mike McCarthy did? Call some more slants, boy. Mike McCarthy called some more slants, ladies and gentlemen. And I was like, boy. And look, if you the quarterback, you only gonna do what the play caller tells you to do. If you Dak Prescott, you're gonna do what Mike McCarthy tell you to do. Now, if I'm Dak, are there times to where when he scrambles around, I'd rather him just throw the ball away as opposed to constantly trying to find somebody and getting sacked out of field goal range? Sure. If you Dak Prescott, are there times where you should just probably take the dump off or take the sack or take the bad play as opposed to forcing the ball into coverage? Sure. The offense really didn't get picked up to the second half, but it was far too late. Far too late by the time the offense got going. But Dak was seeing ghosts. Forcing the football. You know, when Dak did end up using his legs, I mean, we started to convert a little bit. But right back to what we was doing, dog. Right back to what we was doing. So I wonder if the play caller was different, would it be different? Because how many times, because y'all know Mike McCarthy, right? We're going to run that slant. We're going to run the flats. We're going to run the ball or we're going to throw it deep. How many times did Mike McCarthy throw the ball deep and we miss? And that's something else that's on Dak also. We just can't keep missing Brandon Cooks deep. We can't keep missing Brandon Cooks deep. I don't know if Cooks coming back next year, but you just cannot keep missing Brandon Cooks deep. But we'll miss Brandon Cooks deep and we'll go 2nd and 10. Or we'll just miss whatever we threw and we'll go 2nd and 10. Or they take away the slant, but we throw the slant anyway and they defend it and we end up in 2nd and 10. Y'all want to know what brother Mike McCarthy do on 2nd and 10? This ain't got nothing to do with Dak right here. Y'all want to know Mike McCarthy's favorite thing to do on 2nd and 10? Run that damn ball and get 2 yards, boy. Who 3rd and 8 all night? 3rd and 7 all night, chat. And I'm like, damn, boy, Mike McCarthy playing like he's scared. And you could tell the offense was different because when we came out in the middle of the 3rd quarter, you can see the offense look a little different. We started to run the here we go offense. Mike McCarthy was at home and we was running the offense. Nasty behavior, chat. Nasty behavior. I feel like every time I was looking up on the screen, the wide receivers were just locked up. I feel like they were all just locked up. But when you running 2 or 3 passing concepts, that's what's going to happen. You know, then at some point you would go, all right, can we just put these dudes in motion to free them up? Can we run these plays that are designed to get these dudes open? And we did that in the 4th quarter. It's too late then. It's too late then. Because what happened was the defense got beat so bad, the offense did have no chance to make adjustments. So not only does the offense have to be perfect, but the offense got to fix its woes quickly because the defense didn't give you no time. Let me check and see how much time I got on my clock. It's about to be a long 16 minutes. What else I got on this paper? 2nd and long. We talked about that. Mike McCarthy's wide receivers got locked all the way up. True. Yeah. Slant flats, nonsense. Yeah, sure. Let's talk about Dak some more then. Let's just talk about Dak some more then. I think there also has to be another point to where Dak, you know, I don't want to say, because look, there's a part of me that feels like CeeDee Lamb is your best player. Let's go to him. But then there's another part of me that feel like, all right, they taking away CeeDee Lamb. We got to find somebody else. And that somebody else was Jake Ferguson, right? Jake Ferguson was indeed your somebody else for a long stretch of this game, but it was too late. It was too late, you know, even early in the game, right? And look, we just a bad running team, and that's on Mike McCarthy. We just a bad running team. If he's going to be the ones calling the plays and if Schottenheimer's going to be the one coordinating, which one of y'all coordinating the run game? Blasco? Because if he's coordinating the run game, he needs to go. He needs to go. And trust me, we got a whole 14 to 13 or so more minutes to talk about coaches that's probably not going to be here next year. Coaches that's probably not going to be here next week. These coaches ain't going to make it till Wednesday, dog. Like it's a long list of them, but we got all week, all month, all off season to talk about that. During draft season, we got time to talk about that. But, you know, if it's situations like this, and this is on my coach right now, right? If I'm the coach of the Dallas Cowboys, first of all, y'all lose y'all damn mind. You know what I mean? Y'all are just, you know, y'all are just cuss my offense all up and down, right? But I know there's going to be times where Dak just can't play hero ball. Because a lot of the times Dak does play hero ball to cover up Mike McCarthy's nonsense. But if you the head coach, you also got to understand that Dak playing hero ball ain't what's best for you. So we went this entire season. It actually bothered me a little bit. And I wish I had the sound clip that can reinforce this, but y'all just gonna have to go find it. It was a couple of weeks ago. I think it was after. It could have been after the Bills game. But they asked Schottenheimer, they say, Coach, they actually asked everybody. Everybody had they all took turns answering it. They was like, Schottenheimer, what's wrong with the run game, dog? What's going on with the run game? And Brian Schottenheimer did everything but look in the camera and say, I don't know. If y'all was watching my show on the volume Monday through Friday, 3, whatever time it was, we actually played the clip and we talked about it for a long time. But Schottenheimer and Mike McCarthy both came together collectively, which is another reason why they got to go. They came together collectively and they said, hey, man, it's a lot of moving pieces to the run game, a lot of circumstances, a lot of things to talk about, but we'll get it figured out. The dudes in this room, trust me, they'll do the work and come together and get the run game figured out. That's what Schottenheimer and Mike McCarthy basically said when they asked, hey, what's going on with the run game? This whole season, these coaches that we put in position to make these adjustments or to coach couldn't get the run game fixed. So if you're the Cowboys offense and you're dependent on passing game all day, let me tell you something, man. These teams can line up in all the zone you want. If you can run the football, they're going to come out of those looks and it's going to be easier for Dak. Dak been doing this all year. And look, this ain't me defending Dak because I know y'all. This ain't me defending Dak because I know how y'all boys get. But this dude basically out there with no run game. If Dak is how about this? Let me talk like y'all for a second. If Dak is going to be trash in the playoffs, you need a run game to get him up out of that. San Francisco going to be playing football next week. If Brock Purdy melt down, you know what they can fall back on? Run game. If Jared Goff come out here looking crazy, you know what they can fall back on? Run game. If Dak Prescott comes out here looking crazy, you know what the Cowboys gonna fall back on? Dak Prescott. No war calls, dog. No war calls. We ain't earn them. At least I'll say this: even the Eagles, right? If Jalen Hurts ain't throwing the ball good, at least they'll run with him. At least they'll revert him back to his natural position. They'll just run the ball with him. Cowboys do not have a backup plan for if it doesn't go right in the pass game. Every good team does but us. But let's get into the coaching though. That's probably what y'all here for. Let's see. Also too, I don't even know if I said it, but I'll say it again. DQ getting cute with Micah Parsons. There were a couple of times in this game where Jordan Love had this much more to go. Boy, we got 3,100 people watch live. I mean, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Cowboys got to lose for y'all to come through. Cowboys got to lose in a major fashion for y'all to come through. But I appreciate y'all for being here. Dog, there were so many times where Jordan Love was just like, he had this much time. He had like this much time. And I feel like early in the game, we were close. And if you look at the metrics, Jordan Love on the run, his quarterback rating was like 39 or something. Getting Jordan Love on the move had a 39 a 39 quarterback rate. So you would imagine if Jordan Love was on the move, it would benefit you a little bit. But two things happened. You didn't use the one of the best pass rushers in the league. You didn't use him properly. And you had busted coverage down the field. Now, Chad, I just wonder, This could be me. Where my guy Marcus Harrison at? Sober Voch Marcus Harrison. I'm finally looking in the chat, looking for you now. If you can't use Micah Parsons to his fullest abilities, you gotta go. Dan, how many times? And look, dog, we just fans. I'm just a dude with a microphone and a camera. People already say I don't know nothing about football. People say my show is terrible. Volume and Bleach Report pay me a lot of money though. No war call, but dog, like they say my show is terrible. But if it's anything I can say, use Micah Parsons as creatively as possible. Because if you got him in one place, they're going to account for him. If you got him at left end, they will account for him. Right end, even if you line them up at 3 tech in a 4-point stance, they will find a way to account for Micah Parsons. When you move Micah Parsons around, he just ends up with these one-on-one blocks and he ends up fantastic. Whether it be run game, pass game, incredible. You want to know the problem though? Dan just ain't got that in him. So I wonder let's go ahead and get into coaching or whatever, right? Whoever the next defensive coordinator is, I just would hope that they have enough creativity to have one of the best pass rushers in the game, to not playing with his hands in the dirt like he's Myles Garrett or like he's Max Crosby or something. That's not Micah's game. Micah's a pass rushing linebacker. Rush Micah from A gap, rush him from B gap, rush him from C gap, eat the D gap, whatever gap you rush him from nickel corner, however you want to do it, but line him up and don't make it obvious. When CeeDee Lamb is getting jammed up on the line of scrimmage as an offensive play caller, you know what you got to do? You got to move CeeDee Lamb around a little bit. You got to take him off the line of scrimmage, and then you let CeeDee Lamb run, and that's how he runs free. I'd imagine you can do the same thing for Micah Parsons, but you know what? Dan Quinn just ain't. Not creative enough, I guess. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's not willing. I don't. So I know the big conversation is going to be going around. And listen, man, I ain't never been the type of guy that'll come on here and be like, fire everybody, bro. I've never been the guy that gets on nobody's platform and just say fire everybody. Man, fire everybody, dog. Just no war call, bro. Just fire everybody. Everybody. The reason I say why you gotta fire Dan Quinn, because at first you had the idea that Dan was just gonna walk out. Man, ain't nobody finna give Dan no job after that. Ain't nobody finna hire Dan after that, man. I would imagine Dan just gonna hang around like, all right, y'all, I'm ready to be a cowboy, bro. Ready to do it. I'll be damn. Get Dan up out of here, bro. Mike McCarthy, Key shouldn't work tomorrow. One, because your team was unprepared, and look, he's the head coach. So if the defense is unprepared, that's his fault too. Keeping the buck with you. So if your offense not prepared, your defense not prepared, and you show up as the play caller looking crazy, Mike, look, dog, I can paint it to you like this, right? Your success as a head coach is tied to your expectations. Dr. Marco, it's tied to your expectations, right? It ain't simply just a results-based business. For example, let's say you're the Chicago Bears, right? And you've been having a trash team for a long time. Let's say you hired Jason Garrett as your head coach. If Jason Garrett goes 8-8 for 3 years, he's doing a good job as the Bears head coach because he's exceeded your expectations. If Jason Garrett is the Cowboys head coach and he goes 8-8 3 years in a row, you have to fire Jason Garrett because he's not exceeding what you expect. Here's the problem with Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy went 12-5 3 years in a row. But Cowboys' expectations weren't just on being a winning football team. It's on playoff success. So if Mike McCarthy can't, like that's his bar. Playoff success is his bar, not winning. Like there should be an expectation like, hey, you the Cowboys head coach, winning is automatic. Like winning is in your contract. You got to win. But your expectations are based off playoff success. So if you Mike McCarthy, you ain't got no playoff success, dog, you're not meeting expectations. So somebody, even Greg Olsen said it on the broadcast, right? He was like, hey man, I think firing Mike McCarthy is nonsense. I think not, Greg. Because every time it get a little tight around here, dog, hey. So there's going to be a lot of discourse around Voch should it be Vrabel, Belichick. All the smart people want to go with Slowick, Mike McDonald, guys like that. Hey, I'm all for the innovative coaches. I'm for the new, you know what I'm saying? The coaches that are ahead of the curve. Mike McCarthy had to get cussed out by his players just to turn the offense around, just to get into these big games and just revert back to what we was doing when the offense was BSing. Chat, we got a long off season to talk about this, man. Let me read some chats because Bleach Report asked me to. Here we go. Danny Savage on the Bleach Report side, he says, what do we pick, 25th again? Yep. Let's see. Ahmad says, don't know what I love more, a 49er win or a Cowboy loss. Hey man, we deserve that. We deserve that. Buddha in Bleacher Report kept getting knocked out in Green Bay after 2011. All right, man. Juan says, who should be our next head coach? Somebody not named Mike McCarthy, sir. Anybody whose name's not Mike McCarthy. I almost don't want to hire Mike McDaniel because his name sound like his name started Mike, and I say no. McDaniel, Mike McDuffie, Mike McGillicuddy, Mike McLaughlin, anybody that's Mike and a something. All the Irish coaches can't. Because they sound too close to Mike McCarthy. Dallas Bat says trade Micah Parsons for assets. No, I think that'll be foolish. I think the Cowboys will be right back in the playoff picture next year and you're going to need them. So no. It depends though. Like if they go Herschel Walker for Micah Parsons, like whatever the 2024 version of a Herschel Walker trade for Micah Parsons. I mean, I'm not going to say, Micah trash, but I'm just answering your question. Bill Belichick, Vrabel, or Lincoln Riley is probably not going to be Lincoln Riley, and it may not be Belichick. It could be Vrabel. I'm not saying that I asked somebody this already, but I just look out for it. I look out for it. I didn't ask nobody about this, but just look out for it. Let's see. YouTube chat. Do y'all have questions? Y'all having problems with your audio? Hit refresh. It ain't gonna matter because this stream ain't got long anyway. Hit refresh. My audio's good. Bleach Report can hear me. People on the volume can hear me. Y'all gotta hit refresh. What else, chat? Any other questions? Any questions in the YouTube chat? Hey, draft season though, coming right up. I might start watching film tonight. I'm not gonna watch film tonight. I'm just let y'all know, man, because people gonna ask me. They're gonna be like, yo, Voch, what the Cowboys lost? Who you gonna be rooting for now? I hope they cancel the playoffs. If my team ain't in it, I ain't rooting for nobody. Let me tell y'all to hit refresh one more time. Marcus Hart say, do we re-sign Dak? See, that's the problem, man. Quarterback too valuable. If it was millions of quarterbacks that can play, then fine. You have to re-sign Dak. But this is what you have to do though. You can't re-sign Dak. You can't re-sign Dak and think that he's Aaron Rodgers, right? You got to re-sign Dak and think about him like he's Tony. Remember how we did Tony? Like, all right, we got Tony, but we got offensive line and run game for Tony. Dak is really out here with Tony that's not working. Tony Pollard that's not, my cousin, who's about to be playing in Chicago somewhere. Oh, well, that's my time. We'll talk about this more Tuesday on the Void because Martin Luther King wouldn't dare had me working on Monday. Chat, love y'all to pieces, man. This has been a goofy ending to our year. If the run was gonna happen, this was gonna be the one. I hope whatever changes happens to the infrastructure of this team, I hope it don't take too long to get into the swing of things. I know there's a level of, you know what I'm saying, adaptation or whatever. I hope that whatever changes we make, I hope it don't take the team that long to get back right with it. All right. Shouts out to Bleach Report. Shouts out to Volume, man. Y'all be cool.